Alright, in this video we're going to take a look at how to create a hybrid assessment in Illuminate in the newest version. We're in November of 2018. So we go to Assessments and create an assessment and then choose a manual hybrid assessment. Okay, so what you probably want to do is go ahead and make your assessment in a Word or PDF file. So if you have a test generator, you can go ahead and build it up so you know what the questions are and how many they're going to be. That way it'll help you later on. In the description here, we got to add a title, but in the description, anything you put here will show up for students. So 4 multiple choice and 1 constructed response. I encourage you to go ahead and mark a subject area. So for mathematics, the scope, this can be added, and it just helps you sort out and find the assessment. So if you have another idea of how you'd like to organize the assessment, just let me know and I can change that. So if you could align it to a unit or to a topic or any of these scopes that you have. The scope doesn't necessarily push data around, however the subject does, so always mark a subject. Okay? Then we can go over to mark the grade level here, and that's just a tag to help us find the assessment later. Okay? And I hit next. I'm going to take you over to find and link the standards. So in this step, I can go down and look for standards of excellence in mathematics. In this case, I'll choose geometry and then search. So it's important when you align standards that you get all the way down to the element level. So notice we have a SOE 416, understand similarity in terms of similarity transformations. Well, that's broken down into 3 other standards, and then this one's broken down into some sub-elements. So you want to get as far down into the standard as you can, and so I'm going to go ahead and pick this one. So if they're all related to SRT1, we can also divide it up into SRT.1A and 1B. Okay. Alright, so once I find them, I hit link standards, and what this has done is link the standards to the assessment. Notice there's no questions aligned. Okay. So next I can go over to step 3 and prepare an answer key. So I can put in the correct answer, and then if I want to do a constructed, sorry I messed that up. Undo that real quick. You cannot just hit tab all the way down. Okay. I'm going to click on each box there. Now let's say I wanted to make number 5 a constructed response. So I want this to be worth 4 times the amount as compared to the multiple choice. And so that's how you do that. The weight, it tells you how many times more it's worth, and then the 4 on the correct column, this lets you mark a 1, 2, 3, or 4 when you're assigning points. Okay, notice we can do question groups or standards, but we'd be better off just saving this for another screen. So I'm going to just hit next here. Okay, on the attached materials step, you just hit upload, click in the box, and then you can go and find your Word or PDF file. I've got a PDF file here. It's the Coffee County phone directory. So I'll just attach that. And notice it is attached. If we only attach one material, then it's going to automatically add it to the online assessment. Alright, on the sheet designer, I'm going to change this number of responses to 4 because on my test I've only got A, B, C, D. But if you have 5 choices, make sure that you leave it at E. And then the rubric, it has a 1, 2, 3, or 4. So when you grade, it'll let you bubble in, if you have bubble sheets, a 1, 2, 3, or 4. Or you could leave it blank. Okay. Alright, so we've got that set up now. And hit next. And now we can, this is the step where we would share. So we can share with a specific user or a site and role or everyone. Okay, I'm not going to share anything at this point. I'm going to hit next. Now this is the step where you can administer online, but you know what I'm going to do is hit exit creation mode. What I would prefer to do is go back to the old standard way of doing this. So if I go to setup and standards, okay, I see the same page here. But now if I go to setup and standard alignment, this looks a little bit easier. So I'm going to align everything to the first standard, but then I'm going to choose which standards these others align to. So you can do it however you like. This might not be the best way, but it does make sense. Now if I'd like to add question group data, I'm going to go ahead and put in I kind of like this. Here's an example where I found a YouTube video that goes with that particular set of items in this assessment. So I'm going to add another question group down here, and I'm just going to say something that sounds like math, a translation. Do some okay, so this question group can be anything you want. Okay, this could be a Econ video link. This could be an IXL lesson. Okay, it could be anything. So I'm going to hit save and then hit align. Okay, when I go to align, and notice the green arrow here. So this test all works with. Let's take that away and see that these two questions work with the Con video, and then these questions work with a specific IXL lesson, and these are formulas with word problems, and these are translations. And I know that probably doesn't make any sense in the real math world, but notice now I've got an alignment to things that students may understand a little bit better than just what this standard says. You can also see the balance of the assessment by aligning to question groups and standards. Alright, so at this point I've got it ready. I've got it set up. I've got a performance band. I've got my materials. I've got my question groups and standards aligned. My answer keys ready. So now all I have to do is hit administration, online testing. I'm going to test with a quick code. Once I click that, this assessment's now ready to give to anyone in Coffee County for the next week. So that's the very basic and just rough way of going through a hybrid assessment. It can give you some ideas on how to use the program to set up online assessments for Illuminate. All right. Thank you.